this is Palak. In last lecture, we discussed basics of sexual reproduction. In this lecture, we will be discussing events of sexual reproduction. It has three distinct stages, which are pre-fertilization, fertilization and post-fertilization events. It further includes formation of gametes such as male and female gametes, formation of zygote and embryogenesis. We must note that this sequence is followed in every organism that has sexual reproduction. Now, pre-fertilization events. Pre-fertilization events are the events which occur prior to the fusion of gametes and formation of zygote. The two main pre-fertilization events includes gametogenesis and gamete transfer, that is formation of gamete and transfer of gamete. Now, gametogenesis. It refers to the process of formation of two gametes which are male and female gametes. Gametes are haploid cells and it could be isogametes such as cladophora and algae, or heterogametes such as ophiuchus, which is also an algae, or heterogametes we can see as in humans. Moving further, we have gamete transfer. After the formation of gametes, male and female gametes must be physically brought together to facilitate the fusion or fertilization. Now, fusion takes place and zygote formation takes place, forming a new individual. So, for transfer of gametes, we need a medium. Therefore, plants like algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes have water as their medium through which the male gamete transfer takes place. Mostly, male gametes are motile and female gametes are large and stationary. Now, to compensate the loss of male gametes during the transport, the number of male gametes is produced in several thousand times fold the number of the female gametes produced. And in seed plants, pollen grains are the carriers of male gametes and ovules have the egg. So, pollen grains are produced in large amount. In bisexual self-fertilizing plants, for example peas, the transfer of pollen grains to the stigma is relatively easy as anthers and stigmas are located close to each other. This is a type of cleistogamous arrangement. Pollen grains soon after their shed come in contact with the stigma, but in cross-pollinating plants, including dioecious plants, a specialized event called pollination facilitates transfer of pollen grains into the stigma. Pollen grains germinate on the stigma and pollen tubes carrying the male gametes reach the ovule and discharge the male gametes near the egg, which we will be discussing further in second chapter of this unit. In dioecious animals, since male and female gametes are formed in different individuals, the organism must evolve a special mechanism for gamete formation. Moving further, fertilization. It is the most vital event of sexual reproduction and perhaps the fusion of gametes. This process is called as syngamy, which results in the formation of diploid zygote. The term fertilization is also often used for this process. The terms syngamy and fertilization are frequently used together, though interchangeably. So this question is often asked in MCQ form, like what is difference between syngamy and fertilization. So NCERT states that this term can be used interchangeably, so we must remember fertilization and syngamy are same things. Moving further to post-fertilization events. Events in sexual reproduction after formation of zygote are called as post-fertilization events. First one is the formation of zygote itself. Formation of zygote is universally in all sexually reproducing organisms, and the zygote formed is diploid. This is same for all organisms undergoing sexual reproduction. In organisms with external fertilization, zygote is formed in the external medium, which is usually water, such as amphibians, whereas those exhibiting internal fertilization, zygote is formed inside the body of the organism, for example, humans and viviparous animals. Now, further, the development of zygote depends on the type of the life cycle the organism has and the environment it is exposed to. This can be a MCQ question. Now, in organisms belonging to fungi and algae, zygote develops a thick wall that is resistant to desiccation and damage. It undergoes a period of rest before germination. In organism with haplontic life cycle, zygote divides by meiosis to form haploid spores that grow into haploid individuals. Knowing this is very necessary as life cycle of organism affects the ploidy of spores and zygote. Now, zygote is a vital link that ensures continuity of the species between organisms of one generation and the next. Every sexually reproducing organism, including human beings, begin life as a single cell zygote which is diploid. Zygote is universally diploid, we must remember that. Now, coming to embryogenesis, which is the last step of sexual reproduction. Embryogenesis refers to the process of development of embryo from the zygote. During the embryogenesis, zygote undergoes cell division, which is mitosis, and cell differentiation. We must remember these two steps, that zygote undergoes cell division and cell differentiation. While division increases the number of cells in the developing embryo, cell differentiation helps groups of the cells to undergo the certain modifications to form specialized tissues and organs to form an organism. We will be discussing this further in reproduction in angiosperms. This is the depiction of embryo in different plants. Thank you.